Apollo Games and Academy Games, in partnership with Deep Silver Volition, is proud to present Agents of Mayhem, Pride of Babylon.
Hello, my name is Uwe Eichert, and I'm with Apollo Games and Academy Games. And today I will be teaching the sequence of play for Agents of Mayhem, Pride of Babylon. During a game, one player will control 3 Mayhem units comprised of elite characters. The other player will control 3 Legion units comprised of elite characters like Dr. Babylon or squads of troopers. Gameplay alternates from one player to the next, back and forth. During a turn, a player will activate one unit, take actions with that unit, and at the end of their turn, the other units that were not activated refresh. Then, the opponent activates one of their units, takes actions with that unit, and then at the end of their turn, refreshes the other 2 units that did not take actions. What is so incredible about this system is that there is never any resetting. Your units continue playing, the flow of the game is continuous. So if you continue using one unit over and over again, you'll be using all their resources. They will become exhausted, which makes them very vulnerable. Now I will go through the details of a turn. The first thing a player does on their turn is draw a resource card. They draw it from their resource deck. The Mayhem has a resource deck, and the Legion have their own resource deck. The resource cards will list what resources the units that were not activated this turn will receive at the end of the turn. So you take an action with one unit, spend resources, and the other 2 units will gain resources. Let's go through the details of one of the cards. On this card that I turned, the first symbol means that we get one of either green speed cube, a yellow focus cube, or a blue tech cube. The next symbol means that a unit can refresh one of their shield cubes. The third symbol specifies that any unit that may have a status marker on them removes them. This could be a positive or negative status marker. This includes status markers such as slow down movement or better combat. The fourth symbol is a remove a hit counter. This means that any unit that has a hit counter on it may remove it. So let's go through a turn. I turned my resource card, and now I'm looking at my units. Hardtack is very depleted. He does not have enough green cubes to move anymore, and the same goes for Fortune. She is very weak. She has no more speed remaining. The only one who really has some resources remaining is Hollywood, and they're all kind of hurting. So I'm going to choose Hollywood to take an action so that my other 2 characters can recuperate and refresh during this turn. I'm going to decide to fire at this trooper that is flanking Hardtack because she's going to stab him in the back the next turn, I know it, and I need to cover him. I'm going to fire. It costs me to fire a green and a yellow. I take it off. I get with him at a range of 7. That means 3 yellow dice. I pull my 3 yellow dice, but because I'm higher than her, I have an elevation advantage. I get 2 dice modifiers. So 2 of my yellow will turn into 2 red. I roll. I only got 1 hit. I didn't do anything to her. Bad luck. It's the end of my turn. Now I will refresh the other 2 units. I'm going to give Hardtack one of these green speeds that I really need because he needs 2 to move. I want to skedaddle. Secondly, I will give him a shield back, and I will take off his slow move counter. Now I go to Fortune, and I will go through the same process. She gets 1 of her resources back. She has no more green speed cubes, so I'm going to give her one of those also. Then she gets 1 shield, but her shields are full, so we ignore that. Next, she also does not have any type of status on her, so we ignore that. And lastly, we get to remove one hit cube. She has a red hit cube in her focus area, and we will remove this now. My turn is over. Now we go to the Legion turn. The first thing the Legion player does is turn a resource card, sees what it will do, and then will choose one of the units to activate. I'm going to choose the Alpha Squad, which is composed of the Swarm Troopers and the Hell Troopers, because one of the Swarm Troopers is right in Hardtack's back flank, and only one space away. Remember that I can only take one main action and as many add-on actions as I want. So I am going to take an add-on action, which is the knives, and I'm going to attack Hardtack from the behind. And it costs me 1 green. So I'm going to remove 1 green from the squad board, and I will attack. It says that I can attack with 2 red dice because I'm only 1 away. Plus, remember, I'm at his rear flank, so I get a 2 dice bonus. Well, my dice are already red, so I will add a white for my first bonus, and then add a yellow, upgraded to a yellow for my second. So now I have 2 red dice and 1 yellow. I roll them, and I got 2 hits. Hardtack has 1 shield, which I will take off, which hopefully will get refreshed in future turns, and he loses his last armor. That does not get refreshed during a game. After the Swarm Troopers are finished with their add-on attack, I'm going to do the main attack with my Hell Troopers. So I can go to a whole different type of trooper to take either an add-on or the original main attack. So the Hell Troopers cost 1 yellow tech to activate. And they're going to do a dark matter, fire with dark matter rifles. Also, really shows very clearly that you can fire 2 Hell Troopers for this action. So for my first action, I'm going to fire with this one that's 2 spaces away, which means that I can roll 1 red dice for that action. So I'm going to roll the red die, and I got a hit. Hardtack's armor is depleted, his shield is depleted. So now the Hardtack player must add one of the hit cubes to one of his resource welds. I'm going to add it to speed since it's the well that I have the most resources of in the game for that unit. Now the second Hell Trooper is going to fire. He is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spaces away. The Hell Troopers have a range of 16 spaces, and since Hardtack is only 8 spaces away, that is a yellow die. Now, I'm shooting from a higher elevation, which gives me a 2 die bonus. So the first bonus will turn that yellow into red. The second bonus will give me a white die. Next, I'm hitting at his rear flank, which gives me another 2 bonuses. He's in trouble. So my first bonus turns a white into a yellow, and the yellow into a red. So I'm attacking him again from range with 2 powerful red die, and I get another hit. He's taking another hit. It's not looking good for Hardtack, and we're going to put that again in our movement. Now that the Alpha Squad has taken its actions, we will refresh the other 2 units that did not take an action. So first, as a card specifies a refresh card, we will give the Golem 2 resources back. The first resource I will decide to give a blue and a green. In addition, the card says that I get to refresh a shield. Now we'll do the same for Dr. Babylon. He's just missing the blue tech, so I'm going to give him 2 blue cubes. His shields are filled, so we ignore that. Now the Legion's turns over. Now we go back to the Mayhem player. And it goes back and forth until the mission's over. That being said, what about a 4-player game where 2 players play on the Mayhem side and 2 on the Legion? And this is one of my favorite things about the game. During a Legion's turn, for example, each player will take an action with one of the 3 units, and they will coordinate and take their actions simultaneously, For example, Dr. Babylon can pull a Mayhem player into the open and towards a golem, and then the golem player could bash him. At the end of their coordinated attack, then the Alpha Squad would refresh. Then it goes to the Mayhem. The Mayhem players each activate a unit, and at the end of their actions, they will refresh the one unit that did not take an action. This goes back and forth, back and forth. Players talk to each other, coordinate their attacks, and just have total chaos because this game is very, very quick. You're usually every 10 seconds taking a turn, then going to the opponents, back, forth, yelling at each other, screaming. So we think you'll have a lot of fun with this. This concludes a sequence of play tutorial. In the next tutorials, we will cover combat and movement. I wish you a great game.